Run it. I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah. I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah. I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah. I really feel it's my time. Think it's my been ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem been petty. Gotta keep on chugging. Ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed heavy. Got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead, so bump that. It's no surrender. Got a dollar flipped up. I'm trying to get it in FT to get them when they're in hand and crypto. Learn how to fix that. I don't really hold out of books, but I'ma learn how to fix that. Some opportunities and never come unless you paying attention. So no, I can't miss that. Moving. MVP, I got the record. I might have to prove something. Big jumper worthy. They gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming. Had to work something cause I
Welcome to the first overall podcast, where we break down everything in the world of fantasy football. Here is your host, Rob and Kev. Welcome to the first overall podcast, where we break down everything in the world of fantasy football. Here is your host, Rob and Kev.
Run it. I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground then it go off. Yeah. Run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah. I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah. I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah.
All right, Kev, how we doing? How we doing today?
Used to hold myself.
Number 2 pick, baby. Yeah.
Lucky son of a bitch. So yeah,
since like 2010, bro.
Oh my
Best
gosh,
pick I've ever got.
I know. I mean, having the luck of the draw on this is just crazy. But welcome in. We have this live edition of the first overall podcast. It is 2023 draft day. This is our main league. We might have some other leagues going off on the side, but this is the one. This is our friends and family league. So thank you very much for joining in and watching us go through our draft process. So we got roughly about 6 minutes until the draft. As Kev alluded to, he is the second overall pick, so he has the pick of the crop essentially. If number one goes the way that number one should go, with Jefferson going, I mean, really, it's up to you, Kev. you got some choices to make, bud.
I sure do. All
right,
this
so
is gonna be fun.
Let's run down some choices that you possibly have here. So we have Jamar Chase, Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, which I think is rated just a little bit higher than he should be. Travis Kelce, Eckler, and McCaffrey. So some solid picks. I mean, which not to jump into this and kind of put you on point on this, but pre-draft, before we even knew who we were getting with, who were you highlighting as your number one if you were going to be first or second?
Oh, well, if I was first, it was going to be Jefferson for sure.
Jefferson?
Yeah. Second, I was kind of leaning towards Eckler. Like, so my strategy was, if I was going to be in the top 3 and if it wasn't number 1, I would take Chase if I was number 2. If I was number 3, I would go Eckler, because I don't think Chase would be available after number 2.
No.
In some leagues, I've seen it where it's Chase and oh God, I can't remember who the other guy was. But it was another top receiver. I think it was Kupp. Yeah. Chase and Kupp were like split as the number 2 pick.
Yeah, and I think everybody's kind of on the fence with Kupp right now just because of the injury that he's dealing with. I mean, it's not a serious one. They're saying
right there.
They're saying he's going to be 100% for game 1, but still, when you deal with an injury like that, and you're coming off of an injury from last season, durability is going to be a question. So for me, and I know this is going to kind of be on, like, this is kind of an odd pick, but for me, If I had number one, I was going Eckler. Eckler was my number one, simply because my strategy with this, I know a lot of people are like, well, you should stay away from running backs. My thing is, if you have number one and you have the choice between the top two, I'm going Eckler solely based on the fact that he is not being poached on any carries.
Yeah.
You have McCaffrey. McCaffrey's going to get a lot of running opportunities, a lot of passing opportunities, but you also have Mitchell there. So Mitchell's going to take away some of his, not a lot, but it's still going to be noticeable. Whereas Eckler has nobody behind him. There's nobody there.
Yeah, unfortunately for him.
Yeah. But yeah, I think those are solid picks for me. I was leaning for number one, get that running back out of the way, get one of the top tier running backs. Running back is deep. This, I mean, when you look at it, you can get a successful, I can't even talk today. Successful running back a little bit later, probably in the 5th or 6th round. When you're looking at guys like Walker the third, when you're looking at guys like some of the running backs for the Lions, you got the 2 running backs from the Eagles who are both going to be available in Penny and Swift. So you're going to have availability for some of these guys in later rounds, but there are those top caliber ones that they're not going to be there. You're going to have to grab them early if you want them. Me later at pick 9, though, I'm going to have to change up my strategy. I might have to go wide receiver quarterback back to back on that. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, like I said, I did a mock draft before we came on, and quarterbacks went third round. That's when the quarterback started going. Like in second, third, the beginning of the third round, that's when the quarterback started going. I was like, wow, okay, guys.
I mean, not knowing your pick, I'm kind of looking at this and thinking to myself, Jefferson's probably going to go number one. You might grab Chase. We'll see what you do. Number 3, if you don't grab Chase is definitely going. Kelsey is probably going to go 4 or 5.
4 or 5, yeah, for sure.
And then you're going to have the 2 running backs come off the board, Eckler, and then you'll have McCaffrey come off.
I don't know, though. I don't know. I was able to get Eckler in the 4th or 5th round.
Who the hell's taking Eckler in the 5th round?
Oh no, I'm sorry, not Eckler. I'm sorry. I'm talking about Derrick Henry.
Henry. Okay. I was well, still, even in the 5th round, who the hell's taking Henry in the 5th round?
They went quarterback and freaking tight end crazy, man. I don't know why. I don't know why. Someone took Kelsey, and then someone else took freaking Mark Andrews.
That is craziness for
George
him
Kittle
to
went
fall
off the board, and I'm like, y'all.
That's way too early for Kittle. I wouldn't be taking Kittle that early. All right, we're down.
No,
we're down to our last 15 seconds here. So, the hype is alive and well. Let's go. This is my Christmas. This is what I look forward to all year.
Yeah, buddy. Here we go.
All right. So here we go.
It's take 2 seconds.
Whoa, Stephon Diggs, pick number 1. Wow. Did not see that coming, and that was a no-brainer on Jefferson there. No-brainer. How did you fall into Jefferson? Oh my God. Oh, damn. I might get one of my running backs. Shit, I don't know.
Oh my! Wow. Okay. Now, if Stephon Diggs goes off, I'm still not going to feel. I'm not going to feel bad about it.
Not at all. And Diggs can definitely go off. That's the thing with Diggs. You never know what's going to happen. He might have a better year too. We don't know what's going to happen with Jefferson. Look at his quarterback. So there goes McCaffrey. We knew that was going to happen. There goes Chase.
Chase is gone.
So pretty much looking at how things are going, that's kind of how I felt. There goes Eckler. All right. There goes Hill. I don't think Chunk is joining us on this one.
Your team is now on the clock.
No, Chunk did join us, and he took Mahomes. Wow.
What?
He took Mahomes in first.
Come on,
Okay.
bro.
Okay. This made this pick very easy for me. I'm sorry. I'm not passing up on Kelsey.
No, why would you?
No. That's Kelsey all day.
Oh
I'll
my
get the
God.
top rated tight end off the board.
Yeah.
But I mean, looking at it, the first round kind of shaped out how I thought it was going to shape out. So, I mean, it's there. I'm not upset with that.
I'm definitely not upset with that at
No,
all.
not
At all.
Not at all.
Your team is
Oh
now
my
on the
God,
clock.
Justin Herbert goes. Woo! We're starting quarterbacks early, huh? Wow. Okay. So now comes the decision.
Quarterbacks
Do I
early?
go with a wide receiver or do I test the waters with one of these running backs? Because I have roughly about 15 to 16 picks until I pick again. And I purposely gave us a minute and a half on the clock so we could discuss these things. I'm
Nice.
thinking,
Okay.
this is Chubb. This is very, very tough because Chubb is looking very, very nice here. You know what? I think I'm going to stick with running backs in a little bit later. I think I am going to go and take. Damn. This is tough. You have upside coming down here with some of these wide receivers. Do I want to take Brown? No. I'm gonna bite the bullet on Wilson. I'm gonna take Garrett Wilson.
You bastard. Oh, that was my pick.
Yep, I'm gonna take Garrett Wilson. I think Wilson is the pick this season. So we'll see how he does. He's due for a breakout.
Yeah, for sure.
Rookie of the year and then breakout.
You're a jerk. But hey, great pick. Great pick.
There is still a lot of value on the board right now. Brown with Hurts as the quarterback, you can't really go wrong there. You have Smith on that team, so Smith is going to eat up some of that. You have Goddard. Goddard's going to eat up some of that. But your receiving running back is no longer in play. You have Gainwell there, but I don't know how much they're going to play Gainwell. So really the amount of pass that went to the run last season is now gone.
Yeah.
Of course, CeeDee Lamb. There's nothing we need to say about CeeDee Lamb. He's going to be number one on that team. There goes Bijan.
Okay. All right.
Bijan goes.
Okay, you guys. You guys are going a little crazy, so here we go. I'm going crazy.
I'm pretty sure next pick, because it's auto pick, is going to go Brown. And then Lamb is going to go. Trust me. Based on who's picking right now, Lamb is going to go.
Holy cow. How many people pick quarterbacks?
Two quarterbacks have been picked already. Unless one got picked and I just didn't see it right now.
Mahomes and Josh Allen.
No. Is Josh Allen gone too? I guess I missed Josh Allen because I saw Mahomes and Herbert.
I'm looking at the QB queue, and yeah. Just wow.
Yeah, I am lagging hard too right now, so
I don't.
I might have to drop us down just to video right now, and we'll have to go over the picks. So we'll just do that real quickly here. Yeah, it looks like you're right. Allen got picked, and we'll take a look here in just a minute. Adams just went. A lot of things I didn't think was going to happen. I didn't think we were going to have so many quarterbacks going right away.
Yeah, kind of forced my hand. The top 3 were already gone.
Yeah. Oh, really? Aaron Jones this damn early? Holy crap, dude.
Okay.
That's early.
Yeah, that is. What do we got left for running backs? Wow. Okay, I was about to say he better not still be available when I get a pick. That's if he is, that's crazy.
This is getting pretty crazy, bro. So in just a minute, I'll give a recap. There goes Kittle. Kittle went super early. That is way early for Kittle.
This is gonna be funny. Watch. Let's see. Oh yeah, I got a minute before my pick.
There goes Chubb.
What is going on right now?
Man, this is getting nuts, dude. I can't believe how crazy this is getting.
Oh man. Oh, Chunk is up. Let's see what's he gonna do.
Yeah, he's got 17 seconds left. So we'll see. Oh man. Okay, so he took Ridley.
Your team is now on the clock.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's see. We got Waddle, Taylor. Oh, I really don't want to take Taylor. All right. So top options: Jalen Waddle, Jonathan Taylor, Mark Andrews, Ramondre Stevenson, Gibbs out of Detroit, the rookie, Olave.
Your team is now on the clock.
Breece Hall. And my system keeps freaking out on me, which is going crazy.
Why not Ramondre?
Because you got Zeke there too.
Yeah, but they're gonna just use Zeke like they use every big crushing quarterback. They're just gonna running back. They're just gonna use him on the goal line.
Yeah, true. But I'm gonna go Olave.
All right.
Just going Olave because
you do that. I've got a pretty good receiving slot.
You know why I'm going Olave. Look, they just added a pretty decent quarterback there. Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
All right. So right after Olave, we had Najee go and Mixon back to back. Those are some pretty crazy back to back picks there. Damn. Do I continue my wide receiver onslaught?
I mean, who's?
Because I could go Higgins. I could go Metcalf. Not too sold on Metcalf.
You could also go Waddle.
I could, but I've not had a lot of faith in Waddle the last couple of seasons. He's hit or miss because you have Tyreek on that team. So, or do I bite the bullet on a top tier quarterback and I go Lawrence or I go Burrow? This is where it gets interesting.
Because of his injury, I think Burrow will be available.
I agree with you, and I think I am going to grab a running back, but it's not going to be a running back people are thinking of right now. I am going to go with Travis Etienne. Simply because you have that run receiver option down in Jacksonville with him. He's a dangerous dual threat. So yeah, I gotta pick it right there.
Yeah, thanks for that, Poach.
That's twice now, right?
Yes.
Oh man.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm totally cool with that. I got to back up. I am totally cool with that.
All right, and I'm gonna see if I can get this back up so everybody can see, or we might have to just pop it up at the end of the draft so everybody can see. But pretty much, if we look at things and how they've kind of shaped out here, let me pull up the board. So first round, we had Diggs go number 1 overall. Jefferson went number 2. McCaffrey 3. Chase 4. Eckler went 5. Kupp went 6. Tyreek Hill 7. Mahomes went 8. I picked Kelsey at 9. And Josh Allen went for the last pick in that round. Second round, why they did this, they had to have been going trade bait. Their next pick, so the 10 spot back-to-back went Allen in round 1 and then Herbert in round 2. So they picked back-to-back quarterbacks. We're only running a 1 quarterback league, guys. I don't know if they know that or not. I'm pretty sure I told everybody. I took Wilson, pick number 2 in the third round, or in the second round. Bijan went, pick number 3. AJ Brown pick number 4. CeeDee Lamb pick number 5. Jalen Hurts went pick number 6. Pollard pick number 7. Adams went pick number 8. Lamar Jackson, you took Lamar, pick 9. And then Aaron Jones, the last pick of round 2. And then that was followed up with Brock Purdy getting picked up the first pick of round 3. St. Brown, that's a solid pick with St. Brown that you picked up there, the second pick of round 3. Josh Jacobs, Barkley, Kittle, Chubb, Derrick Henry, Riddle, Olave at pick 9 of round 3, and then Najee rounding out round 3. And then we have Mixon pick 1 of round 4, Etienne, Fairmouth for tight end, pick number 3 in round 4, Waddle, Jonathan Taylor, T. Higgins, Mark Andrews, Amari Cooper. You took Stevenson, which I think is a solid pick. He is a 4th round guy, which is good. Our first kicker's off the board. Robert Tonyan just got picked. Robert Tonyan just got picked right now. Pick 10 of round 4, and then kicker pick 5. Pick number 1 of round 5. And there's another good pick, Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks, I think, is primed to explode for Dallas. I didn't get a chance to ask you your thoughts on adding in that extraordinary backup quarterback. How are you feeling about Lance, bud?
I don't know. Maybe he'll get more snaps in practice. I don't know. I mean, the last game he was up and down, but when he was up, he looked really good.
Yeah.
But
I mean, he hasn't had any playing time. He's raw. So that's the only thing that you can really fall back on. He's very raw. It's a good opportunity for your quarterback to step in and really mold him, show him how things need to be. And he could develop. You never know. He could develop into a solid quarterback for your team.
Based on based on what I saw of Dak calling plays the last game, the last preseason game, I think he actually has a quarterback that can teach him the game.
Yeah.
I don't think he had that in San Francisco. Yeah. I just think that he just wasn't welcome there in pretty much every aspect of the organization.
Yeah. Yeah, they were looking for a way to get rid of him after Purdy blew up over there. You knew he was going to get moved, and it could be a good situation for him. He's got a lot of the same kind of skill set that Dallas already has, so it might actually mold him a little bit better. All right, so to quickly run through, I'm on the clock right now, but in round 5, we had Patterson, Detroit's kicker, go, Brandon Cooks, Aaron Rodgers, Gibbs, Metcalf, Burrow, Breece Hall, and then Devonta Smith just went right now. So let's take a look at my best available.
Trevor Lawrence is still available.
He is. Sanders is there. McLaurin is there. Fields is there. I'm not touching Fields at all. That's not happening. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Deebo Samuel, DJ Moore, Drake London. No, I'm not. I don't think I'm going to go with Lawrence. I think I'm going to pass on Lawrence. And I think I'm going to continue bolstering what I have on my team. Let's see. Who do I go with? I got to add him because I know he's not going to be there. Dalvin Cook is gone.
He is?
Yeah, I just took him.
Yeah.
Did I poach you again, Kev? Did I poach it again?
Yeah, you did. You freaking did, man.
I know he... Okay, so he wouldn't have been there coming back around. There's no way. I had to take him.
Mm-mm.
You can take his brother. His brother's still there.
I think I'm good on that. Good on that.
Let's take a look. So just looking at my roster right now, running backs, I have Travis Etienne, I have Dalvin Cook. Wide receivers, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave. So those very fast slot style receivers. And then tight end, Travis Kelce. So I think my core is looking pretty good. I need to start adding some other pieces. Quarterback, probably going to be one of my next picks because it has to be.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to have a quarterback that's going to have any chance of freaking helping you this season.
Yeah. Am I still on the clock? Damn.
Yeah, you are.
Keenan Allen.
3. Never mind. All right.
I'll take another receiver. All right. So let's take a look at your team, Kev. You added Lamar. You have Lamar at quarterback, which you've been preaching him all year.
Yeah.
He is primed to have a good year.
Yeah.
They've added some pieces around him.
Yeah, I have.
So, and I think those pieces are going to move him back up to that MVP discussion. So it's going to be nice to have him running it at full 100% with that team. You have Stevenson at your running back position, Jefferson, St. Brown. That is an insane 1-2 punch at wide receiver. That is nuts. And then you got Brandon Cooks. So pretty good picks.
Oh, yeah, I think so. And just wait till I get to tight end, buddy. One pick away.
Sleepers. Since we're starting to get into round 6, who are some of your sleepers that people probably aren't looking at that they should be looking at right around in this range in round 6?
Well, I wouldn't consider him a sleeper, but the fact that he's right here, right now. Hold on. Let me not say anything until after
Yeah.
Devin picks.
Well, and with this, a grain of salt with this too, because our draft has not shaped out the way drafts normally would shape out. We're seeing a lot of craziness. And I mean, it tends to happen. You do have those drafts where stuff's going to happen. A kicker in the fourth round, and that's just somebody that's never drafted before.
And it's not Justin Tucker.
Yeah, exactly. We have some people with us that have never drafted. I have both of my kids in this league, so they have never drafted. This is their first year, so it's going to be something that they're going to be working through. So, and we see that. I kind of figured we were going to see something off the wall, but a kicker that early, we usually don't see that. And now Devin's going to milk it all the way down to triple zeros.
What is he doing?
He's probably mad because I took Olave. Oh, he took Pitts. Yep. All right. So now that you're on the clock, or you are no. You already got your guy. So you got Hawkinson.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Jets just went.
People are sleeping on him.
Yep.
People are sleeping on him.
So we have our first defense as well. Jets just got picked. There goes Zeke Elliott.
The Jets just went?
Yes. And again, that's one of my sons that have never played. I think he's just going off of name recognition, which is fine. You're sleeper, so you're on the clock again. Who were you?
I'm going to round out my roster.
Yep.
So, I mean, there's a lot of guys that are still available in the running back area, like you said, Dalvin Cook's brother, James Cook.
Yep.
The only thing good about the Arizona Cardinals is James Conner.
Yeah.
Isaiah Pacheco. He's one of those guys that, I mean, you don't necessarily have to draft him because he'll be available, and he's one of those guys that when you need the points later in the season when it really matters, he's one of those guys that you can just plug in there.
Well, I agree with that pick, and I'll make this quick because you got 25 seconds. But Pacheco, being that Kansas City lost a couple receivers, they're going to rely on him more this year. So he's going to be running the ball a lot more.
Yeah, so I think that's who I'm going to go with.
Talked you into
That's what I'm going to go with for running back.
It's not a bad pick. It's not a bad pick.
Cam Akers is still there, but I mean, who knows how freaking Sean McVay feels about Cam Akers this year? And like last year, he was like, Cam, you don't even need to show up to the games, man. And then they're like, they need running backs, and they're like, let's pull somebody else off the street, and Cam, you can just keep chilling.
I don't have a lot of faith in Cam Akers.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I really don't. Cam has been hurt, and when he's not hurt, he really doesn't show up.
It's not him though. It's not him though. It's the coaching staff that decides they just would rather freaking pull somebody off the street.
Yep.
I mean, if Todd Gurley was available, they probably would have brought him back and freaking had him running over Cam Akers.
You're right.
They just don't know. He's a liability pick.
I'm going to grab one of my sleepers, and even though he's on a very bad team, this is a good situation for him. I am going to go with Pierce, who is on Houston. He's their running back. With a rookie quarterback, they're going to be relying heavily on the run to kind of facilitate that team, to take some of the weight off of that quarterback. So I'll grab him since he's still there. And if we're looking at things, I have my choice of Tua or Deshaun right now as quarterbacks. And if you've been listening to us at all.
Oh, man, hold on. It's easy pick. Easy pick, though. Easy pick. Who's got the more weapons?
Deshaun.
Okay.
I know you're leaning towards Tua, but how often has Tua been hurt?
That's fine. That's okay. And then you get Deshaun freaking as his backup. It's just that easy. Who's going to pick up? All the quarterbacks are gone. every team's picked up a quarterback already, right?
I think so. Yeah, let me take a look. Let's take a look. And for me, it's for my thought process on that between Tua and between Deshaun. I think Deshaun is primed to have a very, very good season this year. Yeah, so I think you're right. I think everybody has a quarterback right now. And some
Yeah,
people have 2 or
so
3 quarterbacks.
man, I don't know about that. All right, so now I need to start working on my bench.
And I don't know if you saw it sneak in there, but Tucker got taken. So there's another kicker off the board.
Man. Okay.
And we have some defenses off the board.
Okay.
Eagles, Bills, Patriots, and Ravens have all been taken. And if they're going defensive run, we know who's going this pick. I have to say, this is the first time in probably 10 years that I've been doing this that I have seen a draft like this. And in just a moment, for those that are watching this on the simulcast, we did have some issues getting the draft up on video, but in a minute, once we're done, I'm going to put the draft board up so that everybody can see it. And you guys can go round by round and just take a look and see who was taken where and just what we're talking about in terms of the craziness. It's been fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's been some players that have fallen, and I'm like, I can't believe that player is still available. There's still some players right now that I'm looking at. I'm like,
and I'm just like, hey, yeah, thanks, Rob.
Yeah.
I know, but I need to fill out my starting roster. Then I'll.
Really? So, Kevin, you went with the Cowboys.
I don't know if people have been paying attention to their defensive freaking acquisitions.
I know who you have on the defense. You have the best defensive player in all of football right now, and you've added some other ones. Your cornerback core is ridiculous. They would have probably been available though.
And you know what? And you know what's crazy though? I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is about Gilmore coming to the Cowboys is he said he's been quoted saying that if Diggs can play more controlled, he'll be the best DB in the game. And if anyone can teach him how to play more controlled, it's arguably the best DB in the game.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, easy pick. Usually, yeah, I would wait. I would like fill out my I'd get some solid backups, but
who you taking, Kev? You got 9 seconds.
Oh man, I don't know.
2 seconds.
I gotta pick.
Oh, Carlson.
Oh, dang it.
Hey, at least you got the second best kicker in the league.
I was gonna pick a kicker, but I was gonna pick Bass.
Yeah. Make sure that didn't put you on auto pick. I think it did. Make sure you're not on auto pick.
Hold on, how do I do that? Oh, I am on auto pick. How do I get out of auto pick?
It should let you get out of auto pick.
Oh, that's right there. So. Yeah, it's literally right there.
All right, so currently I have Dalvin Cook, Etienne, and Pierce as my running backs. I have Wilson, Olave, and Keenan Allen as my wide receivers. So right now, what I like to do is I like to kind of keep going and alternating between running backs and wide receivers based on who's best available, just to kind of line out your team.
Yeah, me too. To fill
And
out
the way
bench.
things have been kind of looking
Yeah.
right now, there's a lot of value right now, tons of value. So it's really who.
I just pulled up the receiver list. Holy monkey! Wow.
Yeah. Yep. What? Yeah. I think I'm going to take my boy. I'm going to take Watson. So yeah, I'm taking Watson. So he is off the board.
Yeah. Who just did that?
Oh, so there goes another kicker, Tyler Bass, and then Mike Thomas went. I think Mike Thomas is a big time sleeper this season. I think he's gonna go over 1,000 yards. He could have he could have double digit touchdowns.
Yep.
So, okay, let's take a look here. Running back wise, we have some top tier running backs still available. You got the starter for Carolina and Sanders. You have Akers, who I will not touch. Matson could have a good year with Minnesota. Tampa Bay with White. Connor, who you were alluding to. Cook. I don't think I want to double stack Cooks. And then you have Williams for Denver. So there are some solid picks there. I think I'm going to go with best overall with Sanders because he's another running back that's going to give you those pass options as well. So he's going to get some of those receptions and passing touchdowns.
All right, since you're going running back, I've got 6 picks. Let's see if he's still there. Nope, gone already.
Who was it?
DJ Moore.
Oh, he just went. He went right after my pick. And then Judy, London, and Prescott.
Yeah. Oh, someone just picked up that.
There's no shock there.
All right.
Akers did go.
Do I go Ayuk or do I go Lockett?
Ayuk is arguably the number one on that team. I know they have Samuel, but they use Samuel in more of a running back role.
Yeah, they're using for the running game.
Ayuk is going to be that streaming option for San Francisco. It's all going to depend on Purdy, if Purdy is successful this year.
Damn, now I really want to pick Tyler Lockett. Just kidding. I'll pick Ayuk. I hate the Niners, but not enough for them to freaking not contribute to my team.
Yeah. Damn, I've never even heard of those running backs.
I'm back on the clock again. Oh, yeah. Wow, look at that.
So backup running backs, Williams from Cincinnati and Beatty from Denver just got picked. So they picked Beatty over Williams, who is still available in Denver. And Cincinnati's running back Williams just got picked up. So again, some questionable pickups.
Hold on, Matson is
still available.
Supposed to be the guy that's replacing Dalvin Cook.
Yes, he is the clear.
I know.
He is the clear away favorite, number 1 3-down back in Minnesota. Yep. There goes Lockett.
Showleys. Wow.
So there goes Cook, White, Connor. All right, let's see what Ramon is going to do. So Ramon is on the clock. Just to kind of quickly run through those last couple picks that we just saw. Kevin took Matson. Jamal Williams from New Orleans got picked. Tyler Lockett. James Cook. Rashid White and James Conner are now off the clock or off the board. And Ramon is on the clock right now, the 8th pick of the 11th round. Best available options are Johnson from Pitt, wide receiver, who had no touchdowns last season. Had a ton of yards,
Robbie,
but no touchdowns.
Hold on. Who's still there that I said you could probably still pick up as your backup?
It's going to happen right now, anyways. If he's there. Look at that, he's there. So I'm going to grab him. So I'm going to take Tua, which gives
not anymore.
which gives me another option at quarterback. Very similar quarterbacks. But looking at those picks, so before me, DeAndre Swift got picked by Ramon. I took Tua. Mike Evans got taken after me. And then we're waiting to see who the first pick of the 12th round is going to be. Again, best available. Johnson, the wide receiver from Pittsburgh. Williams, the running back from Denver. Who was that? Mingo, wide receiver for Carolina. Rookie.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm looking at a rookie myself. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't.
So this is going to be my sleeper pick of sleeper picks this season. And again, it's going to rely solely on quarterback play for this team. But I think this receiver is set to explode this year. Could easily go for 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. I think I've talked to him with Kevin about this on the show as well. But I am going to go with Dotson. I think Dotson is going to take over. He's going to be neck and neck with McLaurin on that team.
Oh, yeah, and McLaurin went down in the last game. They were in the last preseason game.
Yep. So, yeah, that was an easy pick for me.
DJ Chark is still available.
There's a lot of people hesitant about taking him just because of the team that he's on. So there goes Kirk Cousins. Yeah,
that's
Kirk Cousins.
That's not who I want for my backup.
Johnson just got taken from Pittsburgh. Williams from Denver just got taken. Njoku just got taken. Hollywood Brown just went. And now we got Devin. I already know who Devin's taking. You know who Devin's.
Did he?
You know who Devin's taking.
He's still here.
So, top available talent right now, and I'm pretty sure Kamara is going to go off the board right now. But we have Godwin from Tampa. We have Kamara from New Orleans. Pittman from Indiana. Some rookies: Addison from Minnesota. Smith and Njaba from Seattle. Johnston from the Chargers, and then Gabe Davis from Buffalo. Those are going to be your top available options right now. And we are currently in round 12. We're on pick number 8. So we will see who is going to get taken here at the 8th pick in the 12th round.
So I'm picking my backup quarterback.
Yeah, he went Anthony Richardson there.
Yeah, he did. He made the choice easy for me.
Hey, backup quarterback with Carr is a solid backup pick. I think.
Yeah, I was gonna go. I was waffling between him and Anthony Richardson.
Yep, I think he's going to have a very good season this season. We'll just have to see how that plays out. Daniel Jones. And there goes Kamara. Kamara got taken. That's got to be killing Devin because I think he was thinking it was going to come back to him. All right, so coming into round 13, who do you have as deep sleepers right now? I know you're on the clock, but let's kind of quickly run through your thought process here in the 13th round.
Knox for Buffalo, the tight end.
Now, would you do Knox or would you do their rookie and Kincaid? That's a question.
I would do Knox because Josh is more familiar with him.
Got you. Okay.
But hold on, what's Kincaid's build?
Dude's massive.
He's bigger than okay. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Kevin.
It's about time I get some payback.
No, that's a solid pick. I'm probably not going to take a backup tight end. I've never been one to take a backup. If I need one, I'll stream one. But my deeper picks right now, Charbonnet from Seattle, I think is going to take up a lot of that running back play. Walker is going to have to sacrifice some of his time to Charbonnet. And if you've seen him play in the preseason, he's been on point for Seattle in that running game. Has anyone taken a Washington running back yet? I think they must have. I see Gibson on the board. I don't see their other running back. Oh, no, he's there. He's deeper down. They have Gibson rated higher than Robinson. I think right now best options, you have Godwin, you have the two rookies, Addison in Minnesota, you have Smith and Jigba from Seattle, Johnston from the Chargers, you got Dillon, Charbonnet, Montgomery. Nope, you don't got Montgomery no more. He just got taken. Godwin just went. Pittman just went. And we'll see who Ramon goes with. Ramon went with Cole Kmet. So I am on the clock. My last pick was a wide receiver. And I need a kicker, a defense, and another bench player. So let's take a look at defense. I can't believe they're still there with all those defenses that went. All right. You know one person's going to be pissed off in here. Saints D off the board.
Why? And then Bengals went right after that. And someone took Knox right after
there goes
that.
Knox.
See?
For me, Saints defense, I think, is underrated this season. I think they're going to have a very, very good showing, and I'm going to ride that. I'm going to again. Defenses really don't matter. They're going to give you some points. You can stream defenses. I'm gonna chain up with New Orleans and see how they do. All right, so now comes deep draft time. We are in round 14. These picks are basically backup picks that are going to sit on your bench. But I need to bolster some positions. So I will bite the bullet. And I'm going to take the running back from Miami that I think is going to do the best. I'm going to take Wilson. What's going on, Kev?
I switched my screens and now okay, I'm back.
Okay.
All right.
So I just took
All right,
Wilson.
yeah, I'm back.
I just took Wilson from Miami. I think he's going to have the most luck in that running back room unless they pay to get Taylor out there.
What the freak? I was just in there and then it.
You might have to do it on your phone.
Hold on.
So while you're getting your system back up, right after me, Matt Gay just went. A.J. Dillon. Addison went for Minnesota. Smith Schuster went for Smith Schuster for New England. And then Charbonnet went. So now we have Devin on the clock. This is his second to last pick, pick number 8 in the 14th round, and we will see what he is going to do with that pick. Best available: Njigba, Johnston, Davis, Pickens, or Geno. You also have some streaming picks in Williams from Detroit, even though he is suspended. Rookie Zay Flowers is an optimal pick. And then you have Burks, wide receiver from Tennessee, there as well. There's still a lot of value at the end of this draft. You back up?
Why is it just not letting me come back in?
All right, you're on the clock right now, too.
Of course it is. Of course.
You got a minute and 15 seconds, so you got time if it's going to let you do it. Gotta love technical difficulties.
All I did was just switch from the small screen to the big screen. That's all I did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know my team is on the clock. Well.
Is it still erroring out on you?
Yeah, it's still being stupid.
You got 30 seconds. And then for your team looking at it, you already have a kicker. I believe, yeah, you already have a kicker. And you have 2 spots open. So I'm believing it would go with best available if it did auto pick you, which would be Njigba and then Johnston from the Chargers. But we'll see what happens. Yep, so you took Njigba. And then Johnston.
Nice.
Not bad picks. Those are some pretty good picks. Can't complain about those. So then Pickens went. Geno Smith went. And for me, I have not taken a kicker as of yet. And again, with kickers, there's surprisingly some good value still available in these late rounds. I'm surprised. I thought I was going to have complete garbage available for me kicker-wise. But I'm not going to say anything until my pick because I don't want anybody that could be listening to possibly grab anything.
Exactly. Well, sign in.
All right. So Jared Goff and then the Steelers just went. All right. So it's my pick. So looking at kickers that are available, there is some top tier talent still there. You still have McManus. You have Saunders. You have Lutz, Bagley, and Harrison Butker all still available. But there is one available that I'm very surprised didn't go right away when the top kickers were going. I am going with McPherson from Cincinnati. He has been very, very clutch. And that's really all that I think we need from a kicker. Again, kicker is going to be one of those positions that you'll probably be able to stream if you don't get a top-tier kicker, just based on matchups. If you think that they're going against a defense that's going to hold the offense and there's going to be a lot of field goals in that game, you can easily just roll in a kicker week by week. It becomes a little bit more difficult to do that, but I'm not taking a kicker early. There's just no sense in that.
Yeah. Well.
And then very last pick, Deuce Vaughn.
Who did that?
Baby Shart Dodo.
Doo-doo. It's doo-doo.
Oh, doo-doo. Sorry. Doo-doo.
Baby shark doo-doo.
All right. So let's take a look and see if I can get this up so everybody can see how everything kind of broke down for us.
Broke down pretty good for me.
No, and of course it's not
I
gonna.
must say so myself.
It's not gonna let me. So we will just get this up and we'll look team by team. We can break it down that way so everybody can see who we got and see how the teams are matching up. We'll kind of discuss some of the teams and give our thoughts and take a look and see who we think is primed to make a deep run in this fantasy football league. And again, this popped out different than I thought it was going to. Like there was a lot of stuff that happened that I was kind of shocked at. There were a lot of kickers, a lot of defenses that went super early. And again, I think it does have to go down to just the general age. We had some younger people that have never done this before drafting. We had some people that weren't in or weren't available to draft today, so they were auto picking. And then sometimes the system gets a little wonky, the AI, when it sees other picks going off the board, it'll automatically start making some of those picks. It will, when it saw the defenses, it started picking some defenses. And the same thing with the kickers.
Yeah.
And that's just how the AI is. We can't control that. So
Yeah, no, we can't.
this is
But
like the Terminator. We can't control AI.
Wow.
But overall, Kev, what do you think? How do you think everything went?
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
So,
I mean,
walk me
if it
through some
wasn't
of
for
your.
you, if it wasn't for you, I'd have a super team.
But yeah. Anyways, while I'm getting everything pulled up here, walk me through your picks and some of the thought process that you had in making some of those picks, so we can kind of give everybody. So we can give everybody some kind of indication what our thought process was, how we go about doing the draft.
Oh. Where do you? Can you see your draft breakdown?
I don't know if you can.
After it's done.
Unfortunately, the way that the systems are here, once it's done, it's done. You just go into your team. But based on the player, you could probably judge where you picked them.
Oh, well, I know I had to pick Lamar Jackson high because for some reason the top three quarterbacks just flew off the board, and I was like,
super early.
Yeah, I gotta get a guy now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I mean, Justin Jefferson dropping to me was just like freaking winning the $1 billion lottery.
You're telling me.
Oh yeah, but so when I saw how the draft was going and I saw how many good receivers were still available, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have because I usually go like top 10 running back heavy.
Yeah,
like my 1 and 2 are gonna be top 10 running backs. My 3 and 4 are gonna be, if they're available, in that top 10 to 15 tier running backs. This year, with the way it went, I was like, I'm going to use this strategy for receivers. since I got Justin Jefferson to fall to me. And then I saw Amon-Ra St. Brown still there. I was like, well, what?
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay. All right. This might just work out this way this time. Then Brandon Cooks for my flex. Come on, man. Like, what?
Yeah.
Why would I not?
Yeah, I mean the way that
Why would I not?
the way that you were able to go through that and pick up those receivers was solid. And I mean, you went opposite of the way that I went in my receiving core. You went the deep threat, bigger wide receivers that are primed at any given moment to give you those 60 to 65 yards on one catch. I went for more of the smaller slot size receivers that are going to give you more receptions and the possibilities of those breakout runs. So
Yeah,
I think it worked out. But yeah, let me get this pulled up and we'll take a look at your team, and you can kind of give us a quick rundown of some of the thoughts.
well, thanks to AutoPick, I went heavy on my bench with receivers, and I kind of wanted to have another running back. That's okay though.
There's still
That's
some.
okay.
Hey, you
I
can
can
you
always-
can trade them out. There's still some solid wide receivers or solid running backs that are still available. So
Yeah, and I can get a defense when the Cowboys are on a bye on the wire.
Yeah.
So I won't have to worry about that.
yeah. So your starting core right now, I'm sure you're probably going to mess with some things based on who's on your bench and everything. But right now, based on the draft, you went Lamar Jackson, Stevenson, and Pacheco as your starting running backs. Jefferson, Amon-Ra St. Brown as your starting wide receivers. You got Hawkinson at tight end, Brandon Cooks in your flex. And then you have Cowboys at your defense and Dan Carlson sitting in your kicker spot. So solid starting lineup. Backups, you got Derek Carr, Matson, Ayuk, Johnston, Njigba, and Kincaid. Pretty solid team. I like the way that you went about this. What was your most? What do you think your most surprising availability or surprising pick was?
Other than Justin Jefferson?
Yep. We were all
just,
surprised about that.
Yeah. I would say that Amon-Ra St. Brown still being available up. Because that guy, he should have been gone.
Yeah. And you took him probably, I think, in the third. You took him in the third, and he was still there.
Yeah.
So let's run down. Let's take a look at my team really quick. So, starting right now, we got Deshaun, Dalvin Cook, Travis Etienne as my two running backs, Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson as my two wide receivers, Travis Kelce as my tight end, Keenan Allen as my flex. And then coming down, we have New Orleans at my defense and McPherson at my kicking post. I'm feeling pretty good about my starting lineup. I might make some moves. We'll see. Looking at my bench, we have Tua, Pierce, Sanders, Wilson, Watson, and Dotson. How that worked out where I have a Dotson and a Watson on my team is kind of funny, but but I like it. I mean, a lot of those are primary in their roles. They're number ones or number twos. So I'm not really working with any number threes or fours or deep round picks.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of happy with that. And I could make some moves if I wanted to. Let's take a look at some of these other teams that are there just to kind of give a rundown. So this is one of our younger drafters, and let's see who he took. Fields at the quarterback spot, Henry and Breece Hall at running back, Tyreek and A.J. Brown at wide receivers, Evan Ingram at the tight end, Jalen Waddle at the flex. And then we have Buffalo defense, Nick Folk at kicker. I don't have a problem with the way his core team shaped out. Looks very
This
solid.
lineup is solid.
Totally solid.
Yeah, no, that's solid.
And then on the bench for him, Jared Goff, James Conner, A.J. Dillon, Jerry Jeudy, Deontay Johnson, and Michael Pittman. So even solid on the bench. That's a solid bench.
Yeah.
That's some trade bait there. So
For sure, yeah.
yeah, I think that's a playoff team based on what I'm seeing there. So, and that again, it comes down to if injuries are in play or if anything else is going to happen. But right now, solely based on what I'm seeing, that could be a playoff team. All right, let's take a look at this team. Man, this draft was dominated with Cowboys fans. We had a ton of them. I think we had like 4 Cowboys fans in this draft.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, and this was one of them, and I know that it hurt her to have to pick this pick. So, quarterback, Jalen Hurts. Then we got our running backs, Austin Eckler, DK Dobbins at running backs. Those are solid. Eckler is always a solid pick. That's arguably the number 1 running back. Dobbins, if he can stay healthy, is a sleeper.
Timeout. Did y'all have a meeting and be like, hey, we're going to try to snipe as many guys as Kevin was going to get?
No. No, it just, bro,
Hurts,
it just so
Eckler,
I know.
DK,
I know, hey,
T. Higgins, come on.
It just so happened to work out that way. It just no, I'm just no, we did not. The way that this draft went, I'm very surprised that a lot of these players were available when they were picked. I really am. I thought they were going to fall to other players. And I got a little bit comfortable with it too, because I was sitting there and I'm like, oh, they're still available. I'm going to wait till the next pick. And then boom, they're gone.
Yeah,
so
and then boom.
But their wide receivers, Metcalf and Higgins, Kittle. I'm on the fence with Kittle at tight end. We'll see how he does, but still arguably top 4 tight end. And then Hopkins at the flex. Tucker and Dolphins defense for kicker and defense. So pretty good starting lineup. And then for bench,
take my kicker.
For bench, we got Prescott, James Cook, David Montgomery, Samaje Perine, Smith-Schuster, and Njoku. So pretty decent. I mean, again, that could be a very deep squad. Deep squad. All right, so let's take a look at Miss.
And depending on how Tennessee uses D-Hop, and
yeah,
is it going to be another Julio Jones situation, or are they going to actually do something?
Exactly. And they still have Tannehill. Tannehill can still throw it. So we'll see what Tennessee decides to do. All right, rolling into Devin's team, we have Aaron Rodgers at the quarterback, McCaffrey and Jacobs at running backs. That's pretty good. Jacobs just signed his tender, so he's going to be there for a year.
Solid.
Adams and Cooper for their core wide receivers. Kyle Pitts, I think, was a stretch when he picked Kyle Pitts. There were some other available talent options there, but I think he feels Pitts is primed to go off. I don't think so with the quarterback, but we'll see. And then Christian Kirk with his flex. He took 2 kickers. He took Zerline and Elliott, and then took the Chiefs defense. For bench players, we saw him snipe Richardson right underneath you. Jamal Williams, Gabe Davis, Pickens, and Dallas Goedert. I don't know. There's some good picks on that team, and then there's some picks that are kind of head scratchers.
I think he's going to end up switching Goddard for Pitts.
Yeah,
because Goddard's a solid one.
Yep, and Goddard barely played last year. He was injured almost all of last season. So coming back, the quarterback that he's got, so he's going to get some points, which is good. Moving down, let's take a look at Ramon's team. So Ramon at quarterback has Patty Mahomes. Running backs, Walker and Bijan. His core wide receivers are going to be Ridley and Devonta Smith. Ridley could come on very strong. You have to remember he's been out almost 2 seasons. So he might
2 years, yeah.
he might need to get the rust off in a couple games, but then might be able to come on strong. They also do have a lot of wide receivers on that team, so that could definitely put a hindrance on his capabilities. But his tight end, he took Fairmouth out of Pitt, and then in his flex he's got Debo. He's another one that took 2 kickers. He took Graham Gano from New York, and he took Matt Gay from Indianapolis. Both teams that might have a high volume of field goals this season.
Field goals, yeah. Smart.
And then he took 2 defenses. I would not have taken 2 defenses, but that's fine if he wants to use one as like trade bait or something. He has the Eagles and the Steelers defenses.
Yeah.
And then for his bench, he has Kirk Cousins, DeAndre Swift, DJ Moore, and Cole Kmet. So his team's okay. He's got some questionable areas that are on the team, but I think the core players that he has, if there are no injuries, could be good. Again, he's got some players on his team that do have injury risks, so he is playing with fire when he's going with some of these players. But if they stay healthy,
he could plug in DJ Moore to Devontae Smith because Devontae is usually hurt.
Yeah.
Or he could move Debo up to the receiver slot and put. He's got some
options. I mean, when you're looking at it, injury risk here with Walker, injury risk here with Samuel Smith. They're smaller injuries. They're nothing I'm worried about. And then you got Swift. He's dealt with injuries in the past. So you have some players you need to watch on that team. But overall, I think the team looks good. Then coming over here, our number 1 overall picker. We'll take a look at his team. Again, this is one of our younger guys on the team. This is his first draft, so we'll take a look. Quarterback, he's got Purdy. His core running backs, he's got Zeke Elliott and Aaron Jones. His core wide receivers, he has Beckham Jr. and Stephon Diggs. He's got Robert Tonyan at his starting tight end and Alan Lazard in his flex. So some kind of crazy moves there. But some of those players could pan out and be very good. Beckham is one that could be one of those comeback players. Elliott, if they give him enough time, could be a goal line guy in New England that could snake some of those.
Yeah, I was just about to say he's going to be a touchdown guy.
And then Lazard is going to be a solid number 2 in that Jets offense. He's already shown it in if you've been watching Hard Knocks, they've been getting him the ball a lot. And also in any of the preseason games that you've been watching, he's been getting a lot of looks from Aaron just from the comfortability that he has. Looking at the kicker, he's got Riley Patterson, who is a new kicker on Detroit.
He could just plug in any of his men.
Yeah. Yep. Defense, he's got the Jets, which I think is a good defense. For his bench, since Kevin just alluded to that, let's kind of run down this really quick. He's got Daniel Jones. He has a rookie running back from Denver in Tyler Beatty. He's got Alan Kamara, who is going to be coming off of a 3-game suspension and then jumping right back into that team. So we'll see how he does. Another rookie running back, Travion Williams from Cincinnati. Tyler Boyd. And then another rookie in Rashee Rice, who I think has the ability to possibly steal that number 3 wide receiver role there in Kansas City.
Well, I mean, it's really been a by committee because Pacheco's been in there. Michon's been in there.
Yeah. Well, and they just lost one of their primary.
His to lose.
Yeah, exactly. And one of their primary wide receivers, I can't think of him right now, but he's been all over Hard Knocks. He just went to the Jets. McCole or whatever his name, Hardman.
McCole Hardman. Yeah.
Hardman went to the Jets, so that's another primary receiver.
But
it's
his to lose.
Yeah, exactly. So when you're looking at it, man, I don't even know who their primaries are. I know they have the guy Valdez Scantling still in their receiving core. I think he is their top choice. And then you got Rice. Who else do they have though? I really don't know who else they have on that team. Do they have Kadarius? Is he there? Is he still with
Kadarius
Kansas City?
Toney? I haven't heard him leaving.
Let's take a look. So KC depth chart. Let's see who they're starting. So that way we kind of break it down and see how that Rice pick is going to go. Okay, so Sky Moore is who they have. So they have Kadarius Toney, Valdez Scantling, and Sky Moore. And then they have Rice listed at number 4. I personally think the way that they have their wide receivers is probably going to shape a little bit differently, deeper into the league or deeper into the season. They have Kadarius Toney as the 1. I don't see him as a 1. He hasn't been a 1 on any team that he's gone to. He hasn't stayed healthy or he's been suspended. I see Valdez Scantling as the 1, Sky Moore as the 2, and then it's a toss-up between Toney and Rice at the 3. So it's really just going to come down to who is going to take that third spot.
Ooh, hold on. Depending on formation, they've got they got their 3 receiver, 1 tight end formation. Their starter is Kadarius Toney, Valdez Scantling, Sky Moore. Second is Rashee Rice in the second string.
Yeah.
So they've got him second behind Kadarius Toney.
Yep.
Let's
So,
see.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see how it shapes out. And again, you're always going to see things like this with some of the rookies, some of those talented wide receivers that have to work their way in. Until we see them in game action, like live game action, you're not going to know where they're going to fall. And we've seen players, you have those number 1s in the first round that are taken that, of course, are going to get game time. But then you have those 2nd, 3rd, 4th round wide receivers that are drafted that are going to have to earn their spot. And when they do, they usually come on strong, real strong for their teams and pull up some of that space. So he could easily overtake some of those players on that team. But moving on, we have a couple more teams. So here's that Baby Shark doo-doo. I think another Cowboys fan. So we will take a look. So here we go for their starting lineup. They have Josh Allen at their quarterback. They have Mixon and Najee. Very similar style running backs. They're very fast, twitchy, receiving running backs as their core running backs. Their starters, I'm a little bit kind of lost on for wide receiver. They have Randall Cobb, who I think is the 4th option on that team. And then they have Mike Williams, who is the 2nd option on the Chargers if he can stay healthy. And that's been a very big question with him. I've been high on him, but injury risk is a very big question. Dalton Schultz at tight end, Mike Thomas in their flex, and then kicker Tyler Bass, and they took 2 defenses. They have San Francisco, and then they took the Bengals. So good.
San Francisco,
they're good.
And
wow, trade bait. They're going to have to use that as trade bait, and I think they did the same thing with quarterback. They have trade bait at quarterback too. So looking at their bench, Justin Herbert, Deuce Vaughn, Mike Evans, Jonathan Mingo, rookie wide receiver for Carolina, and then Dawson Knox. So again, they took doubles on some things. They sacrificed some of their positions to double up, possibly being able to do some kind of moves in trades before the season starts to try to bolster their team. I have some real questions on this. I mean, their quarterbacks and their running backs are solid. Everywhere else, there's some questions. I mean, defense is good. Again, I'm not super high on defenses and kickers. But when you're looking at your starting wide receivers and your number 1 receiver is Randall Cobb, there's some questions. So,
yeah, I might have to offer him a trade for Deuce.
You might, yeah. I think Deuce is going to get some playing time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. He's definitely going to get some playing time. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that.
All right, so let's take a look at this. Pull this person up. I think this is Dan's team. Again, Cowboys fan. Shocking. We got a lot of them. All right, so let's take a look at this team. All right, so starting quarterback, Joe Burrow. If that injury is good, he's good. So that could be a solid pick. And he went way late. He went like in the 4th or 5th round for Burrow, that's late. Starting core for running backs, you got Chubb and Taylor. Again, there are those questions with Taylor. Where is he going to end up? They have allowed him to seek a trade. There are many teams, the Eagles being one of them, who have talked about giving up a lot to get Taylor on the Eagles, which would be insane. That would be an instant Super Bowl contender if they added Taylor to that team, because they do not have a solid running game right now.
Hold on. Could it be though? Because what if trading all of that core away for Jonathan Taylor?
They're not going to trade core. They're trading picks. They've already said that they're going to trade picks, and what they would probably do, from what they've been alluding to, is they would trade one of their running backs that they have now. More than likely, it would be Swift and a number 1 and a number 2 for Taylor.
Okay. Yeah, Swift's pretty new there, so wouldn't be that big of an impact. No. Yeah, but they couldn't do what we did and just give up a 4.
No, they can't. All right, so looking at their receiving core, they have Cooper Kupp and CeeDee Lamb as their main receivers. Darren Waller at tight end, and then Adam Thielen rounding out their main core at the flex. They have Coe at their kicker, and then they have the Patriots as their defense. Looking at their bench, they have Rashid White from Tampa, probably going to be the number 1 running back on that team now that what was that? Who was their other running back last year? Who is still a free agent? Nobody's picked him up.
Fournette?
Yep, nobody's picked up Fournette. So White is the guy there. He's going to be number 1. Devontae Williams, again, number 1 running back from Denver. Addison, a rookie wide receiver taken, I believe, in the 2nd round this year. Chris Godwin, starting wide receiver or 2nd wide receiver for Tampa. Drake London, number 1 wide receiver for Atlanta. And then Dolch for Denver, their tight end. So a solid team. That's a solid team. It's going to be interesting to see where Taylor lands. That's really going to kind of see how that point value is going to look based on where he goes.
Yeah. Bye, Tony Pollard. We'll take Jonathan Taylor.
You really think your team would do that? Your team doesn't do that.
Hey, you know what? My cousin pointed something out to me about that whole thing that the 49ers gave up for Trey Lance. You know, if they didn't pick Trey Lance, you know who was available at that spot?
Who?
Micah Parsons.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, best defensive line hands down if that would have happened.
Yep.
Like,
and then you ended up getting both of them. So
yeah.
Well, hey, I like looking, and maybe one of these times we'll go back and we'll take a look at some of these drafts and just take a look and see what teams could have had, because I've taken a look back the year that Travis Kelce was drafted. We had the opportunity to take him twice, and we passed on him. Can you imagine Travis Kelce catching a ball from Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron would have never left.
But that just shows you my team and any team that is defense oriented. And the Packers, even though their defense has been atrocious, we can't stop the run. Our secondary is solid, but we just cannot stop the run. We've been defense oriented. Almost every single draft we take out of our 1st and 2nd rounds usually a defensive player,
Yeah.
almost always. And that's one of the main reasons why Rodgers left. His whole big thing was, you're not giving me any help. They've never drafted him anything in the first round to help him. And there were receivers. We passed on Metcalf twice. Twice we passed
You
on
get
him.
Devontae Adams.
So we did have Adams, but we got him in the third round. He was a developmental
That's
player,
true.
and he
That's
developed under Rodgers. So he
That's
was not
true.
a first-round pick. And if
Yeah.
you remember his first 2 seasons, people thought that he was a joke. He couldn't catch the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Rodgers
Yeah,
was
you're
constantly yelling and screaming at him. So, I mean, it just goes to show, based on how your team is drafting, is what you're looking at. And I really do not like my front office and don't like the fact that they just flat out refuse to add any help to that offense. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll see what happens. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where Taylor goes. If he goes to Philly, everybody's going to be pissed except for Eagles fans. But he's been linked to Buffalo. He's been linked to Philly. He's been linked to Miami. LA has come out
Like,
and
hold
said
on.
that,
I don't even think Philly can fucking afford him. Like, how in the hell can Philly freaking afford him though? Like,
look
come
at
on. All of these big name dudes that they just got last year, and then the year before that, how do they have the cap space for all that shit?
well, look at their players. They've drafted the majority of them, and then the players that they haven't drafted, they're not paying big bucks for. Their defense acquisitions that they've gotten on the defense, they've got them on the cheap. The only player that they've really played or really paid over the last couple seasons has been Brown. They don't have a core running back. They just gave up their running back. They let him walk. They brought in running backs on the cheap. They gave them the minimum for running backs. I think they're there for like 1 million, 2 million. So it's nothing big. They have cap space. They have trade space. So they do have the possibility to be able to add him in. It's just, is the team willing to give up that much to get Taylor? He's only 24, so he's still got a lot of life, a lot of tread left on the tires. He is 2 years out of being the rushing champ, so there is value in adding him. But will they spend it? I don't know if they will.
So why wouldn't they follow that same model and have just tried to sign Dalvin Cook instead?
Maybe they did, and Dalvin said no.
Okay, that's true.
You know, Dalvin was dead set on playing with Rodgers. So, but yeah, we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting. I think that's going to happen sooner than later. We're going to see that before the season starts. But I think the last I saw, there were 6 teams that were trying to make something happen with Taylor. So we'll see what happens. Regardless, he's not going to play for the Colts. It's not going to happen. If he has to sit out, he will sit out. That might hurt him, but he will not be in a Colt uniform again.
That's a shame.
All right, so looking at the last roster, quarterback, we have Trevor Lawrence. Starting running backs, we have Barkley and Pollard. Core wide receivers, McLaurin and Chase. Andrews at the tight end, and Jamar Gibbs, the rookie running back for Detroit, at flex. I think that's a solid lineup. Solid lineup.
Yeah, he took Mark Andrews from me.
I think the only question I have is still with Lawrence. Is Lawrence for real? Is it going to be something that he can sustain with that team? So we'll see what happens this year.
Trevor Lawrence is for real. Trevor Lawrence is for real, and Doug Peterson is for real.
Is the line for real? Is that offensive line for real, and they can support him?
Doug Peterson knows that a line is very important. What do you think Sirianni built that fucking line? Hell no.
No. Yeah, no. Kicker, we have Myers, and then they have Ravens defense. Both very good picks. And then looking
Very
at their
solid
bench, we have Geno Smith, Cam Akers, Charbonnet, which I think is going to be a solid pick for Seattle. Their rookie running back, I think he came out of Oregon. Khalil Herbert, the listed as starting running back for Chicago right now. Marquise Brown, and then Tyler Lockett. So some good bench play that they have available too. I think that's a solid starting lineup.
Yeah.
Let's see. I want to
And
see
you can swap Gibbs out for Akers.
let me see if they already have projections up for week 1.
Oh yeah, they do.
All right. So let me take a look. I want to look at mine. It looks like I'm going against one of my sons in week 1. And based on my roster, it looks like my waiver priority right now is waiver 2. So I have a higher availability to pick up somebody off of waiver wires. But let's take a look at what the anticipated and projected point values are going to be. So quickly running it down, taking a look at comparisons. Watson on my team going against Fields, they have Watson edging out Fields by about 4 points. Dalvin Cook going against Henry, that's a no-brainer. Henry's going to have more points than Cook just solely based on the style of play that he has. Travis Etienne against Breece Hall, they have Etienne edging it out by 3 points. Chris Olave against Tyreek Hill is about even. Garrett Wilson and A.J. Brown, pretty even. Kelsey against Ingram. Oh, my God, that's like double. They have Kelsey at 12 points. They have Ingram at 6. So we'll see. I mean, Ingram plays Indianapolis.
We'll see. I think they're underestimating
heavily. And they have Kelsey at 12. I don't think that's an underestimation, but they are going against Detroit. People are sleeping on Detroit's defense. That defense is not somebody to screw around with. Keenan Allen matched up with Jalen Waddle. They're about even. McPherson with Folk. Folk right now, this team's probably going to have to look at a different kicker because they have 0 points. I don't think Folk is a starting kicker for New England, so they're probably going to have to switch out, which is fine. There's value there still. And then Saints defense against the Bills defense, about even. They have the Bills because they're going against the Jets slightly under the Saints defense because the Saints is going against Tennessee. So Bills are probably going to give up some points. But I'm slotted to get roughly 98, 99 points, whereas the team I'm going against is slotted to get 87. Let's take a look at your matchup here. So,
that's a close one. But then again, Jonathan Taylor.
Yep. You don't know. So Jackson against Burrow. They have Burrow slightly up by 2 points. I think it's going to be very close. Just we have to see what happens with the injury. If Burrow has any kind of hesitation because of the injury, you're going to see it. Matson against Chubb. Of course, Chubb is going to have the edge on that. Stevenson against Taylor. We still need to see what's going on with Taylor. So the edge is going to Stevenson right now. Jefferson against Kupp. That's dead even. I mean, right now, seeing Jefferson's going against Tampa Bay, that defense is not very good. And Kupp is going against Seattle. We don't know what's going to happen with Seattle's defense. They're a hit or miss. But right now, they have them roughly right around the same. Kupp is up by like 1 point. St. Brown against C.D. Lamb. Again, that's another one where you can split hairs. Lamb is going against the Giants. Brown is going against Kansas City. Kansas City's defense historically has not been good. They have a good front, but their secondary, I don't think, is going to be able to keep up with Brown. So we'll see. If Goff has enough time to get the ball to Brown, I think Brown could have a good game in that. Hawkinson against Waller. That's pretty dead even.
Yep.
Cooks against Thielen. Cooks is going to edge that out every time. I think Cooks is going to have a comeback year. He's probably going to have 10 or 11 points in this game going against the Giants.
Oh, yeah.
Carlson against Koo. Again, even. And then the Cowboys against Patriots, another even. So this one's going to be a close one. They have this at 100 for your team, and then 101 for the team you're going against. The only thing that's kind of driving this,
the big question mark
is Taylor.
Yeah.
So
exactly. And if Taylor can't go, it looks like they've either got White or Williams. And both of them are slightly scoring under Stevenson.
And if it was me in this situation, I would go with Williams if I needed a starter over White right now, just based on the play and the team you're going against. You're going against Vegas, and you have Russ at quarterback, whereas here you have who the hell? What's his name? They just got him.
Ooh.
The quarterback for Tampa.
Baker.
Yeah, you have Mayfield. So I don't have to say it. You know what Mayfield is. Yeah, I would take Williams if I was switching in. That's just me. But yeah, I think overall solid. I'm happy with the way things kind of steered in our directions with this. And then if we look at best available, if you're looking for some options after your draft, let's just kind of take a look. I don't think I would take any of these quarterbacks off the board here.
Russ, Kyler.
Yeah, you got Russ, Kyler, Davis Mills, Marcus Mariota,
Andy
Dalton, Mac Jones, Garoppolo, Jacoby. I don't even think Jacoby's going to start.
Maybe Jimmy G.
Maybe, but I don't know. Tannehill, Pickett. Pickett would be the only one that if you needed a flex right now and you needed a backup quarterback, probably grab him. The running back that's probably going to start for Chicago, Foreman, still available. Algieri, who is that rookie running back that lit it up for Atlanta. They have Bijan now, so I don't know how much they're going to utilize him. I'm surprised they haven't traded him, but he's still available. Your boy Cordell Patterson still available.
Yeah.
So there's some availability. There's still people on the board that if you needed to fill some spots, you could fill them.
I just realized who Marcus Mariota lost his starting job to in Atlanta.
Oh, to
Taylor Heineke.
No, Heineke's not starting there.
He's not starting there?
No, they have the rookie. Or he was a rookie last season. Let me pull it up. It's Ritter.
Oh, yeah.
Ritter is the starter in Atlanta, which is another one that I would never draft.
Oh, that's funny.
They have Heineke over Ritter right now in point value, which I don't understand.
Ritter, yeah.
Because Ritter started all of last season, and they told him, you're going to be the starter, but they have Heineke over him. So who are they starting?
Maybe they're going to run a 2-quarterback system.
Yeah, because that worked out very well for New Orleans. They didn't have to add anybody.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yep, but I'm happy. I'm happy with the way things turned out. Any final thoughts? Any other sleepers that did not get picked that you think people should still be keeping an eye on right now?
Oh, let's see. Oh, not there. None in the quarterback side.
No.
I mean, maybe Russell Wilson, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if Russell Wilson has a resurgence, then Sean Payton's the greatest coach of all time.
Yeah. True.
As simple as that.
That defense looked ridiculous.
As simple as
that. Did you see the game? Did you see the game at all yesterday? Denver's defense looks on point, man. They were just taking the ball away.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I really think Jimmy G is going to step up.
We'll see.
I think that the Saints and the Raiders are going to be happy with that quarterback swap. So I think they're both going to be pretty solid for both teams.
Yep. For me,
Cordero, man, he might. He always seems to be a sleeper every other year. Last year, he didn't do nothing. So it might be another sleeper year for him.
You don't know because they have Bijan now. So you don't know what they're going to do to utilize him. Are they going to drop him in more of a wide receiver role where he started, or are they going to use him solely on kickoffs?
Yeah.
For me, there's a couple people that are still available. Nobody took a Washington running back. Both of their running backs are still available. So there's an option for somebody that needs a running back. You also have Rashad Penny available still. I think Penny is going to outpace Swift in that offense, and we will have to wait to see if they get Taylor. If they don't get Taylor, I think Penny is going to be the better option than Swift. So there are some talented running backs still available. And then there's some options still available too at wide receiver. You have Zay Jones that's still there. He came on strong late last season. You have Osborne. He's going to lose some of his receiving yardage to the rookie in Minnesota. And then you have Marvin Jones and DJ Chark still available. So those are all options that are there for you as well. So definitely some talent left. It's going to be interesting to see how this season shapes out. We still have some free agents that are still kind of floating around that might find some teams as well. Fournette is one of them. If there's a team that needs a running back, he may slide in, and that might change the landscape on that team as well. So that's always something that you got to watch. But I think in the next week and a half to 2 weeks, we're going to get our answer on Taylor.
Yeah.
And that's going to be that's going to be groundbreaking to see which team is going to bite the bullet and pick up the cost on a long-term deal for Taylor. Because it's not just getting him, it's paying him. Because he doesn't want to come to a team on a 1-year contract, and he's in full control of this right now.
No. Yeah, and he may not play until he gets traded. Yeah. I mean, they've pretty much said that he's pretty much done as a Colt.
Yeah.
So that tells me he's not suiting up week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 12 if it takes that long.
Yep, exactly. All right, so that is the 2023 NFL fantasy football draft. We had a lot of craziness happen, a lot of things I didn't think were going to happen. A lot of players came off the board that I didn't even think were going to get drafted, but it is what it is. We'll see how it shapes out throughout the season. We will keep you posted throughout the season. We're going to have our links down in the description below for all of our socials, our Discord. We are also, the podcast is outside of YouTube as well. We're listed on all your major podcasting services, and I'll have that link there as well. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Google. We're on Spotify. So we are available if you want to listen to the audio file on this. And then we're going to have our weekly picks coming up as well. And we might do a weekly listener pick'em league with a possible prize at the end of the season for whoever takes number 1. So just watch out for that. We got 2 weeks left until the start of the NFL season, which I know everybody is super excited about. So we will keep everybody posted. Other than that, any final thoughts, Kevin?
No, that's it. Let's have some fun.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, thank you again for joining us, and have a good rest of your day.
You too.